Good morning. This is Cesar Del Prado with Capistrano Homes and Landscaping, preparing our video rendition of the blocker landscape proposal. Let's go ahead and get started. We started off with a Google Earth image of the entire property, showing the original trees, original structure, streets, and the main Thumb Butte Drive. Started drawing the house into the overall rendering itself. We'll go ahead and scan on in here. And this gives a nice 3D rendering of what the vision is. Showing a main entry gate to the community. Retaining walls out of a VersaBlock wall for protection from the street, impact from cars should there ever be, and privacy fencing along with the screen wall of some green vegetation there. And what that does is going to allow this front of the house, which is now the main landscaped area of the home, to give it more charm, to give it that cottage feel that we talked about. Right now we've got this long span of brick of the house, and it needs more of a focal point in the front area to give it some charm and creativity to it. So that's kind of my design and what I came up with. We talked about synthetic grass. It could be real grass. We can replace the grass for gravel or decomposed granite. But I thought about multiple planter beds, using the existing boulders on the property, just placing them so that they're buried in there, adding a couple of trees, flattening this whole area out, and doing this 3 to 4 foot retaining wall here, VersaBlock, and then filling it in with dirt and put the fencing on top. Allows us to do planter beds and give it the privacy and, like I said, the coziness that it's needed. The main focal point of this front is through the window. You'll be able to see this patio area, this little retreat. Even thought about putting a little bench in the corner, maybe facing this way, so as the kids play, would be a nice little feature. We'll go ahead and pan around here. And again, a lot of colors, kind of a overgrown feel, maybe a garden feel of a lot of plants and grasses, colorful stuff, so that, again, to give it that New Hampshire kind of cottage charm. The detail in the fencing would be ideal to pull off that cottage look and feel. So we're going to spend some time here in the front. The front entry right now of the house definitely needs a portico or cornice that comes over the top. I thought of the going with the wood cedar shake look. We'll get to that in just a minute. Real brick planters, rose plants, or something that bring in some color. But the brick is kind of a statement of hardscape in the front entry to really show off the front of the house, to help break up that brick, the actual brick of the house. We'll go back to that shot here in a minute. So this is the actual patio way. Flanked with shrubs on both sides. Probably do mulch, a deep mulch in this area in these planters, and then define the border with just a thin metal or something to keep that grass where it's got to be. Hedges along here. The program kind of chases the view imager, so it turns the hedges, but that's pretty much how the hedges would look. Is to kind of hide the fence, but put the fence within layers and having different colors of bushes and stuff to kind of hide the fence in there to give it more privacy. Sound is going to be an important factor. Once these grow in, it's going to really help deaden the sound of cars and traffic and whatnot. We'll pan around here. Another big grass area for the kids to play. And different types of native shrubs and plants that'll handle the colder weather up at that altitude. We'll kind of pan around here and just kind of give you another shot of the planter with the roses and stuff, and really the front entry. Let the graphics pick up here again. So showing off that cedar shake. The shutters are black. I think they're or a dark color if I recall. Kind of a programming glitch. I couldn't get those to blacken out, but a couple flower pots, 2 steps coming up. Just kind of pan into here. Again, the front entry is the main important part of this project. And this is kind of what I call the money shot. It just shows the depth of the trees, the patio area, all the green and lush that can provide some intimacy here. And really, let me just do a click here. That window is going to be viewing right into the house and vice versa. So when you're in the house, you're going to be looking out at that, and that's the whole idea. The fact that it's sloping right now would almost disappear the view line coming from here, which is just pretty much the roadside. So the idea is to kind of give it a lot of green and make it lush looking so that you have something to see as you're looking out of the house. This is the side of the house, just basically fencing, flagstone. We'll go ahead and pan out here and take a look. And that's kind of another nice shot of really the whole entire scale of the project. Another important shot here, this is the entry. So the idea is when people come over to visit, we want them to take this meandering path to this paver walkway, and that takes them to the front of the house. The back of the house is your guys' entrance to the garage area. We really don't want to be directing guests through the back here. So somehow between the fencing here, this gate system for the future, and the gate fencing system here, I can tie all those in to show this is where we want people to park and walk into this way. So it will kind of show that. I really don't suggest putting here in the front the main entry and having steps coming up, because now you're bringing guests and grandkids and stuff on the main thumb view, and I just don't think that's a good idea. So this would be built literally on the property corner. Doug kind of showed me the property pin, but I would get this marked properly and make sure we have it right on the money, and make sure that the city's okay with any that there's no encroaching or variance issues and stuff. Now these don't have to be tall cypresses, these can be a shorter shrub system, but that will break up this massive expanse of hardscape that's in here, so that's going to be important. The taller shrubs, I just don't think that the view coming out this way to the street is that intriguing, where when you're sitting on the patio looking up at the thumb view, I think that's going to be the money shot. So just come back in here and just gives you a good idea what the side looks like. We did a screen wall with some vines that'll hide or some type of screen wall that'll hide the electrical panel system. I also did one over here, which I forgot to mention, to hide that door that's sitting there in between the windows, if I recall. So again, another screen wall there to kind of protect that stuff and hide it. Couple of boulders and just flanking with a lot of native grass, and this would all be decomposed granite or natural gravel, or even dark chip mulch, which is very inexpensive. We can do a thick mulch, which even if people walk on this area, it won't track in any dirt or mud. So we'll go ahead and pan around to this back shot over here. And this is just a simple paver walkway we talked about. Again, there's hard rock underneath here. We definitely got the tools to handle something like that. We'll make that work. Or perhaps colored concrete may be easier to pour in there and get that taken care of. But anyways, we'll kind of cover that when we get together here. So this is just the back shot view of the parking area inside the gate area. Kind of what we talked about. This would be like either DG or gravel here, something simple, low maintenance. And this is a little riprap rock wall to prevent erosion. It's pretty much that. Let's take a top view here. We'll basically do the whole landscape plan off of this view here. Let me spin it around here. That'll show and dictate everything, and I'll call out the square footages for the pavers, for the patios, for the grass system, for the mulch, how much gravel, shrubs, plants. I will break my bid up into little itty bitty pieces and a la carte it, so that you can pick and choose which phase, or if not all of it or some of it, that you want to do. But we'll get together first and go over it, and then we'll prepare a bid for it. So again, thank you very much for viewing this. This is Caesar with Capistrano Homes. Thank you.